Okay, here's my very first flight with the Mavic 3. This is the standard version, not the cine version. What you're looking at here is the D-log. I'm shooting in 5.1K. That is me grading it after the D-log. I'm also shooting in 30 frames a second. For my eye, and I haven't tested this yet, 60 frames doesn't look nearly as sharp. So for me, it flies really good. The thumbsticks are a little longer than the thumbsticks on the Mavic 2 Pro. Thought I'd get a shot of this train going by. Also, I noticed with this versus the Mavic 2, the cine mode operates a lot more like tripod mode. And that may be the case on the Mavic Air 2S and the newer drones, but first time I've seen it. Again, this is the D-log straight out of camera. But we're going to be looking at slightly graded footage, which is this. Now I'm going to switch over to the telephoto. This is the telephoto, and you don't have D-log available on that I can tell. So you get the standard super vivid DJI color. This is doing the digital zoom. You'll notice a transition when it goes to 10x, much clearer. And every YouTuber has been saying that this is a non-usable mode. Holy smokes, I think this is absolutely fantastically usable, and I'm going to be using it quite a bit. You can still zoom in up to 28x, and that stuff's not nearly as usable. But the way that the gimbal pans and tilts is terrific. I could never get anything this stable out of an Inspire with a long lens on it. It was very wobbly. So being able to get this in a tiny package like this, absolutely game changer. It makes sense why they charge this much, but to me, I'm going to be using this a lot. So here you can see the difference between the different levels of digital zoom. So you're not going to be able to use most of it unless you're just trying to scope things out. But 7x is where you want to be at. I think that one's 8, that one's 7, and you can see what a big difference in quality. So 7x is probably where I'm going to be living at, and it tilts really nicely with the gimbal. But I still notice that the automatic is too bright. So just like you take photos on an iPhone, you can touch the screen and drag down the brightness to get it to a level that's not so washed out in the highlights. So that's what I prefer here. So even though it is an automatic mode, you can do a little bit of exposure compensation. So sorry about the fast pan here, but I am just amazed at the level of stability and the amount of zoom that you can see. So I'm just scoping out around town here. So retrying to find the water tower that we began with to see how it compares to the 5.1K main 3/4 sensor. And this is the telezoom at 7x, and like I said, absolutely usable footage, and it's going to be used a lot. So the difference is you're not getting the 5.1K, you are getting 4K, not quite as sharp, and of course you're talking about tiny microscopic optics, so it's not going to be nearly as sharp, but absolutely usable, very impressive. I can't wait to fly this thing some more. I hope some of this footage helped. It's graded a little bit, but nothing crazy. But maybe that'll help you decide on whether or not this drone is something that you can use. So I'm going to be flying this a lot in the coming weeks and a lot more beautiful areas. So hit that subscribe button and you can check out some new stuff coming soon. Thanks a lot, guys.